I've seen a record before. Oh, well, okay. And then we moved from record. I remember in the days my comrade Mike Brown used to bring me records from England. I remember that famous Solidarity. First person to get a copy of Solidarity was myself from Mike. And I had to learn DJs it. But nowadays you don't have to do that, right? You could download. How many of you download music? Good. So, history is a multi-dimension subject. There are persons who dabble, for example, in medical history. Any of you ever heard about Agent Orange? Agent Orange? Write it down. And when you go home, you Google it. Don't Google now. Do not Google now. Only Google the things I tell you this morning. Agent Orange. Okay? So, it's a multi-dimension subject. This morning we are here. We're going to be looking at the history and the impact of the Garifuna. So we're going to begin at the very beginning. And I will do that in a short while by showing you a video to refresh your memory. But before we do that, let's speak a little bit about how we write history, how we come up with the arguments that we wish to share. Now, for those of you who will be doing the C-Sec and the Cape, we talk about the methods of history. And many of you know about the archives. But in addition to the archives, such as the National Archives nearby, just up the road, where your teachers spend a lot of time, and I hope your teachers send you there from time to time. Have you all visited the archives as yet? Any of you, students? No? So I hope at some time your teachers will take you there so you can see a lot of documents that date back to the 18th century. So in addition to the archives, we use what you call oral history, interviews. We can look at the landscape. For example, how many of you visited Argyle before the airport was constructed? How many of you? And how many of you have gone back since then? So for example, that landscape has changed. And 100 years from now, that landscape will tell a history. So we have documents, or written and unwritten. We have oral. We have landscapes, right? Those are a small example. And in this modern age, we have digital archives, such as the internet. Now in history, we have what we call counterfactual history. You know, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have a saying, if I didn't know. How many of you say that? If I didn't know. How many of you say that, students? You never said that? If I didn't know, I won't point to lend you my pencil. If I didn't know, I won't lend you my book. In history, we have what is called what if, counterfactual. And one historian has spent a lot of time exploring this issue is Barry Hickman. He's an Australian, but he spent a lot of time working in the region. Barry Hickman, write it down. B.W. Hickman. And he has a nice book called Writing West Indian History. And Barry Hickman has said that from time to time, we need to consider what if something did not happen. So, what if Columbus did not arrive in the region? Of course, Columbus never came here. You all know that, right? Thanks to Dr. Adrian Fraser, who's in the back, and we'll speak a little later on. He helped us to appreciate that Columbus never set foot on St. Vincent. So, why do we still call ourselves St. Vincent? Huh? No answers? Something to consider. Why don't we call ourselves Hiruna or Urimi? And Dr. Honeychurch will touch on these issues a little later on. But there is an adjunct to history called heritage. what has been left over time. And heritage does not deal with counterfactual. Heritage deals with the fact, with concrete evidence. As for example, in our language. So when I say, if I didn't know, what am I speaking? Am I speaking English? What am I speaking? Dialect? I'm speaking Caribbean non-standard English. Non-standard Caribbean English. How many of you know about the Dictionary of Caribbean English Usage? Write it down. Dictionary of Caribbean English Usage. And the editor, compiler, is a friend of mine who died several years ago, called Richard Alsop. Richard Alsop. In this dictionary, almost every word you use in St. Vincent, you will find it. But there are many words that have been left out. And in my writings, I use a lot of the words from there because at a particular point in time, these words were in popular use. Right? Alsop, Dictionary of Caribbean English Usage. So if you go into this dictionary, you're going to find a reflection of many of the words that originated during the period of Amerindian settlement, right up to now. And for example, these are reflected in our names, and place names, fruits and vegetables that we eat, and so on. Right? The annual seasonal challenges we have, hurricane, and so on. So we have inherited the heritage. Now let's go back to the very beginning. Well, as usual, technology giving us a challenge, so excuse me. Let's see if we can get it going.